recording. I really appreciated that workshop in Fort Myers I attended last week, and part of it was about Captiva. And I was curious, specifically on the Captiva issue, was there one thing that you heard that kind of changed your mind or surprised you, or was the most important takeaway for you as the sponsor of this bill that looks to protect Captiva going forward in the session?
You know, the main reason why the bill's getting run is because we had a lot of people come out and talk to us about this. This is an issue, and we're actively working with the county commission right now to see if they can get it resolved at a local level. There's not, sometimes you don't want to have too far overreach, but as long as we can have communication open, like we talked about the meeting, that's always good stuff. I mean, I know we have an important vote coming up tomorrow, and I've been actively talking with county commissioners to see if there's some middle ground or some compromise that we can come to, because that's what politics is about. It's compromising, and see if we can get something done. If not, we'll have to pursue our bill up here in Tallahassee.
So is there a chance that there could be a new version of what the county is considering at tomorrow's meeting that would satisfy all parties? And
I can't speak on what the county's going to do, but we're actively having communication. I've been talking to county commissioners, several of them, and just trying to feel them out. What do you guys think? This is an option. And I think from that meeting that just in general, the communication's been great. It's stepped up with a lot of the county commissioners, most of them, not all, but I think sometimes folks get a little caught in their own web stuff sometimes. So I think it's much better. I had a nice conversation when we were walking in at 6:45 with Mike Greenwell, and we just had a nice conversation there talking and just said, hey, you were, originally you were appointed by the governor, to run. And I said, just remember the people, that are there and going there. So I think there's some good stuff. And we're working towards it. Hey, as long as we're communicating, it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, for sure. I was pretty, I'm a Sanibel resident, so I knew I was wearing one of the round buttons. I knew which side of this I was on, but I also worked as a lobbyist at the state legislature in Wyoming back in the day, and represented a company that sometimes would go to a hearing and have as many people in opposition as what the folks from the owners of South Seas faced. And I thought they did a pretty good job. There's obviously smart people that are representing the interests of the owners. Did they weigh in on any of the drafting changes in your act, or have they pretty much stayed out of what you're doing?
Again, we didn't hear much from them until the last probably week before. And I know Noah Valenstein. I mean, he was the Department of DEP head chair here in Tallahassee. So I knew him when I first got elected.
And he was one of the representatives of the company?
He's the lobbyist for
lobbyist, yeah.
South Seas. And I think there's a couple different avenues there. But we had a good conversation, and I said, hey guys, I'm not really upset at you. This is not your doing. This is the county's doing. Obviously it affects you, and I think they're going to have a great facility out there. I think it's going to be great. And like I've told everybody, I don't think you're trying to build Myrtle Beach or anything along those lines. So I think that's the option. If we can get a compromise and everybody's equally upset and happy at the same time, that's usually a good thing. Being in the legislature and being involved with it, sometimes that is. You're never gonna make everybody happy, but we're working at it, and we're talking and beating down doors and say, hey, come on, let's figure something out. I think there's something. I believe there's opportunity to do something good. I believe the county is going to do the right decision. I'll make the right decision. If not, well, or they feel it's a different way. Hey, that's their opinion, and we'll make sure to keep pushing where we can.
I've seen the effect that having the public aroused on an issue like this has in my legislative experience. How would you categorize, I think maybe you or someone else mentioned thousands of emails. Have the folks here on Sanibel and Captiva done an effective job of really making it clear how important the issue is to them?
Yeah, they did. Unfortunately, Captiva, there's what, 300, 350, residents that
Yeah.
should live there. So it's tough. And and we talked before, it's like, give me people that actually live on the island.
Mm.
The emails are great coming in, because that gets everybody's attention. So, hey, we're intrigued about this, and it was good to see those folks there. So they did a great job. Their speech was great. Sorry they were limited to a minute. We had a lot of stuff going on, but I think it put the point across. And we're actively talking with Senate President Pasadomo and our Senator Jonathan Martin and a few others. So we're working on it.
Did those two come away with a changed view of how the voters feel about it, or what kind of
Well,
reactions
we
did they
we
have?
all knew about how the voters felt from the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, we have an idea about it. I was at a couple of the meetings they had, and I know that the biggest issue is density with this problem. I think height will work itself out if you work out the density. And you see Sanibel is standing together. I think this is a good step in the right direction, and we'll see what's left in the playbook after that. And threats don't really go over well, if you're gonna, oh, we're gonna take a takings case. Like, well, you bought the property before this, you know. And again, I don't have an issue with a developer. I mean, stuff's gonna change. Everybody moves down to Southwest Florida, wants to close the door behind them and say, nope, we got ours, you can't get theirs. Sorry, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. So anytime people hate change, I understand that, when I grew up in Bonita, when I drive to school, school bus, it was Bonita Bay on one side and nothing but tomato fields on the other.
Mm.
And then you went to Spring Creek and that was it. I mean, we were a packing house now. It's changed a lot now. But overall, the storm has been great for Fort Myers. It's not great, but it's been good for our rebuild. We got a lot of stuff coming. Sanibel's going to be great. Captiva is going to be great. Regardless, we're all going to be doing good. It's going to take a couple of years to get there, but we'll be
Yeah.
back quicker than anybody else.
Yeah, it's been impressive. I've gotten to know Dana Souza here, and I tell you, the city, the county, the state, it just seems like a remarkably effective period in the past year of, I mean, there's lots to do still in Sanibel, but what's your sense of the overall recovery from Ian?
I support our governor. I think he would make a great president. The amount of time and money and effort and staff that he put into our area after Category 5, I don't care what you say, Category 5 storm hit us directly into the most densely populated ever area. Amazing, amazing. The first couple days, I think the county kind of stumbled a little bit. Again, this is the whole deal where no, we don't need no help. We got it. No, you don't got it. You need help. You don't need landing craft to get stuff across the Sanibel Causeway. You just need to fix it. And sometimes it's what happens. But I think once we got past that, everybody was on board and running. When you have the governor's office comes down here and pretty much takes over the Luminary Hotel in Fort Myers, downtown Fort Myers, say, hey, this is where we're going to be staying. They did a great job. And I mean, he got generators, he got everything we wanted, like anything. Call. And that was a big thing. That was huge. But again, that's as a representative, you're the eyes on the ground, kind of seeing what's really going on. He got us 30 some Skylinks, not Skylink, Starlinks. Thinking of Sky.
Oh, yeah.
Got us 35 Starlinks, when we worked with Lee Health and my staff, Julie Inman, my legislator, was out there running around the whole area, just putting them up there so people could have communication. Because that was a big thing. Communication is a tough animal. People on Captiva, Sanibel, and Pine Island, I mean, they were hearing stories that, we're going to pull out and all that stuff. And I mean, there was some back and forth, between the Fed level and the state. And again, a lot of chiefs, no Indians. It's kind of like our fire districts. You kind of bring those in there. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians. So we'll get there eventually. But it's just a part of the process of trying to get going and get to it. So but it's been great. Governor's still helping. My fellow representatives and senators have been just a big help.
It feels kind of like a reboot of the whole community. I mean, we know our neighbors so much better now than we did before the storm. You know, we're in the dunes here, and I wonder if it has an impact on how people in my situation. I'm a snowbird, but now I'm a resident of Florida. Look at development questions like the South Seas one, and I find myself having a mix of empathy for, you know, serious business people with a vision. You know, they want to have the #1 family resort in the country. I mean, these aren't like mafia or something. They're just people doing big things in the business.
I agree the same thing with you. You know, I think this was been kind of a mucked up system from the beginning, you know, and I think kind of an issue. And again, I don't want to restrain them. You know, if they want to pull in a variance to do something different, let them do it. I mean, that's part of the process. You know, I think the density issue is a problem. You know, people are concerned about that. But I mean, there's only so much you can. I mean, they have 200 units now, roughly, and they don't own all of South Seas. Obviously, there was people there talking that were in front of us that live in South Seas, and like, we don't want this. And again, you got to kind of, you know, yeah, I know you don't want it, but there's got to be some back and forth. So, you know, I got no problem with timbers. I think they're going to be great. They're going to be great for our district. They're going to be great for everything. I think we just need a couple guardrails on density on some things there. And I think there's, you know, I think there's room. And obviously they're not going to tell you because they're not going in front of zoning until that comes up, you know.
Yeah.
So obviously, you know, I don't blame you. I mean, I would do the same. Again, my issue is kind of with the county and the process, the way they did this doesn't seem quite right. You know, I get two different sides of the story. Okay, well, I'm going to go somewhere in the middle here and try to figure this out. So,
yeah. I know my concern is the Sanibelian. I love that word. I haven't quite, it doesn't roll off my tongue yet, but traffic. Do you have some sense of, is traffic likely to increase 30% at the other end of this whole process, depending on the outcome, or is it something we won't really notice?
I don't believe that's going to be the case. You know, I mean, we've got Coconut Road and Bonita and Estero right in the middle, right? And you got the Hyatt at the very end there. And it's 2 lanes. And I know Estero complains all the time. Oh, it's so, I don't know how many times I've driven down that road, a lot, and I've never had an issue. You know, again, I think this is, no, we need roundabouts. We need easy for these folks to get out of their community. Okay, well, I mean, it's tough, but I mean, we're not going to put these, you know, $10 or $20 million roundabouts for a community that has, you know, 60 doors. Sorry, that doesn't make sense to me. You know, I would imagine, yeah, it's probably tough to get out sometimes of your apartment, you know, your facility. I understand. But let's make something sense. Let's make some sense of it. Okay, well, let's, you know, make a wider, nice shared use path. I'm all about that. Let's put a bike lane, a walking lane, and some greenery, and then a road. And then maybe we can get some, you know, turning lane there in the middle or something along those lines. Or maybe have a light that works at only certain times. You know, I mean, there's different stuff. But again, elected officials kind of get an idea in their head, and that's what they want to do. And sometimes that doesn't work
And
out.
it's important to talk to people.
Yeah.
The meeting tomorrow, 9:30, I assume there'll be a pretty good contingent from Sanibel and Captiva there. Are you going to be able to be there yourself, or?
No, I'm in Tallahassee right now. We have committees going on this week.
Okay.
But I know the crew's going out there, and I think if you can, you know, speak your mind to the council, the commission, say, hey, you know, why don't you come up with some kind of density parameters? Is there an amendment? You know, or can you get staff to do that? And if you can't do that, let's give it a stay for a month, and we can bring it back. You know, and let's let staff look at it and say, hey, what can we do for the, you know, the hotel 3 units per acre? You know, is it 3.5 units per acre? You know, is there something, you know, because I know Captiva doesn't want no more than this.
Yeah.
And I know, you know, the you know, the Timbers Group wants all this. Okay, well, there's got to be somewhere in the middle. And if we can take care of this at the county level, that's what I want to do. That's
Yeah.
a good option. That's the best. You know, the act of Gasparilla in the 1980s was a different time in the legislature. Chauncey and I had a good talk about it. You know, there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of stuff that was done, and we're gonna push every button we can. But I would love to see the county commission. You know, I mean, I think we have a good understanding now of each other and a good relationship. It was good. Let's work together, and let's this be the first thing that we really come together on and work it out. So.
That makes sense. I've been speaking with Adam Botana, who represents District 76 in the Florida State House of Representatives. Thanks very much, Adam.
No problem. It's District 80 now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, redistricting.
Oh, they got to update my AI. I
Yeah,
was asking.
so it's District 80. So I lost parts of St. Carlos Park. I picked up some north of Immokalee Road in Collier County. So I go from north of Immokalee Road to Collier County all the way to Boca Grande on the coast. So Bonita, Estero, Sanibel, Fort Myers Beach, on out. So,
well, congratulations on your new district.
Yeah. Hey, still the same area, so it's all good. So,
all right. Great talking to you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.